What's up, everybody? How's it going? How's your Monday? How has the last week been? Has it been good? I hope it's been good. My Monday has been a little weird. It was good for the most part. It's just one of those days, man. I'll tell you what. Being a teacher is not easy sometimes. Being a teacher can be frustrating sometimes, and it can be frustrating for a lot of different reasons. It can be frustrating because of the kids, or in this case, in my case today, it can be frustrating because you do something or you set something up some way and it doesn't go I guess the way you want it to. Well, it's not that it didn't go the way I wanted it to, it's that I had the wrong mindset going into this situation, and I feel as though I could have done it a lot better in hindsight. It's one of those situations where hindsight being 2020, you could have done it a ton better, and I could have, approached things better and made a lot more of an impact and done things in a positive way, and I didn't, and that's frustrating to me. I'm a perfectionist in that sense, and I like to know that I did things the best that I could. And so when you think of something and you want to do it differently, it's no fun when you realize that after the fact. So that was my day today. It was full of a lot of good things and one kind of sour moment that just took it all away. So luckily, I get to spend this next hour and a half, or however long it ends up being, with you guys, which is awesome because I love me some Dice Masters, and I'm excited about tonight because I like the Batman Super Rares for the most part. Well, I like three of them very, very, very much, and they have a special place in my heart. So I'm looking forward to talking about those and seeing what you guys think. Very interesting White Lantern Super Rares within that. After we do the turn 4 win condition, of course, and this one is a turn 4 win condition that features a card we've already featured within the win condition portion, and that's Mr. Fix-It. But the nice thing about this setup with Mr. Fix-It is that it provides us proton cannon so that we can give Overcrush to Mr. Fix-It, which is very, very good because he needs Overcrush. That's one of those situations where you give him Overcrush and he'd go into town on turn 4. Goes to town on turn 4. So not only do you win, excuse me, drinking cancer liquid really quick. Product placement. Not only do you win, but you do it no matter if they have a blocker in the field. And come to, I guess turns out they are going to have a blocker in the field because you're going to give them one. So let's jump into that. After we do that, we'll go into the super rare rankings, and then we will play around in the golden age with AVX Web Slinger Spider-Man, which is a really, really cool one. Looks like we're just hanging out with a few of us tonight, 12 of us tonight, which is cool. But if you know of other people that want to jump in and join, let them know that we are doing this and we can get some input. So let me pop over to here really quick so that you can't see the moving of everything, repositioning of the camera, and all the illusion and the magic is gone from the moment, because this is such a high quality show that I'm really, really working towards some high quality products here. I think that looks just mighty fine. Let's just pop right over here. You can see my my microphone. Let me just. Oh, wow, that's impressive. Okay, so let me walk you through this. Okay, again, this uses Mr. Fix-It. So if you don't like Mr. Fix-It, I apologize, but this is a cool build because it gives us the ability to give him Overcrush. So, yes, I bet you did probably see some turn 4 kills via the wonderful Yanti. We could feature Yanti, but we don't really need to. I think everyone's going to see enough of that. So obviously you're going to use, for this combo, you're going to use Magic Missile, and you're going to use Proton Cannon, which is the good one. We're ignoring the existence of Resurrection there. Proton Cannon is a 2-cost action from the Superman, no, not the Superman, from the Iron Man and War Machine starter, which is a wholly underwhelming starter, which is kind of sad. But has a couple of decent actions, this being one of them. How's my mic level, by the way? Mic level too loud, too soft, too quiet, anything like that? Seems good from my end. But so it's going to give Overcrush to our Fist character, Mr. Fix-It here. We've got Heimdall and we've got Rip Hunter's Chalkboard. We're going to use both on turn 2. No, turn 1 and turn 2. We have cards. 2 cards I don't have. One of them is a super rare, the What If Earth X Machine Man. So we're going to get him, and then we are going to Nowhere that into our 6-cost Mr. Fix-It. The common, of course, and then I don't have the Amazing Spider-Man starter set. Embarrassing, I know, but I don't have the Amazing Spider-Man starter set, and so let's just pretend that this is White Tiger. So we have the White Tiger Global. All right, so we are going to go second, meaning we roll 4 dice, and I'm going to try to put the combo together. I'm going to roll my sleeves up. Let's see if we can do it. What we need turn 1 is 4 energy and 2 fists. So let's also pretend that I have Merlin on here because I just didn't really feel like fishing him out. But let's pretend Merlin's there. So if we roll a sidekick, it can become a bolt. Oh my gosh! Well, combo over. Everyone, let's just call it. Let's call it a day. Let's try again. We need 2 fists. Come on, guys. We need 2 fists. Let's pretend. Let's live in a dream world. There. Okay. So here's why we need 2 fists. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to White Tiger Global. And because this is turn 1 for us, we don't have anything on our used pile. White Tiger Global says pay a fist. Both players must field a sidekick die from your used pile onto the field, right? So you're going to put one onto the field. Our opponent went first, and they have 4 dice in their used pile. And so they are going to move a sidekick into their field zone, giving them 1 sidekick to our 0 sidekicks because we can't do it, thus triggering the 5-cost, quote-unquote, 5-cost Earth X Machine Man's underdog ability, giving him the discount of 2, so we pay 1, 2, 3 for him instead of 5. So we're going to buy him there on turn 1. That's one of several ways that you can get Earth X Machine Man on turn 1. We used that one. So that's the end of turn 1. Turn 2. We are going to take the other 4 dice. All right. From this, within this second roll, we are looking for 2 masks and 4 energy, which is what we have here. So we are going to, it doesn't matter what order you do this turn in the purchasing because it's all going to end up looking like this. We're going to buy Nowhere. It's going to go there. And then we will Heimdall Global 2 of our dice out. So there's a couple of other thoughts that you might be thinking, like, why are we using Heimdall Global here? It doesn't guarantee that we roll these next turn, and that's totally fine. It's fine that we're not rolling these next turn because, and in fact, it's better that we're probably not rolling these next turn instead of, let's pretend we had Resurrect somehow. Obviously, we can't run Resurrect because we have both of our actions taken up, but let's just, for the sake of argument, pretend we Resurrect instead. We're resurrecting 6 dice into the bag, and what we're going to talk about in a moment has a higher likelihood of happening. But so we Heimdall Global, then these dice come down. So now we have 8 dice that are going into the bag on turn 3, and we are drawing 4 dice. Okay, and really, this is probably the scariest moment of all of this, because in everything you get the opportunity to kind of redraw and roll again. But we can really draw any of this in any order except one scenario. There's only one scenario here that we don't want to draw dice in. So we could draw 4 sidekicks here on turn 3, and we could still put the turn 4 win condition together. Okay, we could draw these 4 dice with Earth X Machine Man and Nowhere at the same time. That's totally fine. We could even draw 3 sidekicks and 1 Earth X Machine Man, but what we can't draw is 3 sidekicks and 1 Nowhere, because Nowhere is going to target characters in the field zone, or it's going to target characters in the used pile, but it does not target anything from our bag. So if we leave Earth X Machine Man in the bag and instead pull Nowhere, our combo is kaput, right? We have to wait for Nowhere to cycle back through the bag, and we kind of end up. So let's see what happens. This is really the only scary part of the combo. Everything else is actually pretty easy to work in. And the reason I said that earlier is you have 6 dice going in. You have a high likelihood of drawing both of those dice at the same time, but you also have a higher likelihood of drawing 1 and some sidekicks. Well, I don't know. You tell me. What's the difference? To me, it seems okay to do this with Heimdall. So here we go, drawing 4 dice. 1, 2, 3. Oh, good Lord. Are we going to fail again? Okay, good. All right, so if this comes up, you're just going to need to land all 3 of the things on the same turn, and this is fine because it's still doable. Most of this energy is actually kind of wasted, and so it does also mean that you need a few of these sidekicks to come up. So the goal on this turn is to chalkboard global over one of our 2-cost proton upgrades so that we can roll it next turn alongside of our nowhere and alongside of our Earth X Machine Man so that we can, you know, do all the shenanigans. Feeling sidekicks is fine, and we really have nothing else to do with this 1 energy, so we're going to go ahead and spend 2. We're going to chalkboard global and spend 2 for a proton cannon. We're going to field 2 sidekicks. Remember, we do have, I didn't feel like taking it out, but we have the Merlin Global, so one of these will become a bolt. And then when it's our opponent's turn, we could, I don't know, spend this to bolt out one of our own guys, giving us another die to roll next turn, which is fine, I guess. Because again, we're going to kill him this turn. That's the goal, is to kill him this turn. Notice, because I don't have it, I'm using my trusty guy, Gardener die. So, rolling our dice up, we're looking to land all 3 combo pieces, and I believe, depending on the side that this guy comes up, this is his level 1 currently, we're also looking to land either 2 to 3 bolts. We have 2 with the sidekick here. We're going to reroll these, and obviously we're going to reroll nowhere. So nowhere has to land, of course. And nowhere lands, and we get another bolt. So combo completed. Let's pretend that you had to field your Earth X Machine Man paying something. You actually have an energy built in to do that, but we don't have to because level 1. Nowhere him out onto his card to Mr. Fix-It onto the 165 side, which is, you know, the unfortunate side because he's going to get real low when you ping him. We're going to spin this to a bolt from the field using the Merlin Global. We are going to give our nice little guy, the friendly neighborhood Mr. Fix-It, Overcrush, which is awesome. We're going to ping him 3 times with Magic Missile. 1, 2, 3, so he has 6, 12, 18 damage. Did I do my math wrong? Oh man, we missed. Let's pretend. Boop, that's the one you need 4 for. That's right. So when you draw this on turn 3, you need 4 bolts. So 1 more bolt would have been good. 6, 12, 18, so no, that's right. 6, 12, 18, 24. Just kidding. Math, guys. Math is hard. But you deal 24 damage, and do remember that they have a sidekick, and if we're playing the theoretical game, they've done nothing with said sidekick, so they're still sitting with a sidekick in the field zone because we gave them one on our turn number 1. So they will have something to block with, but you gave your bro here Overcrush, which is sick, and so you're going to deal a bunch of damage. So that's how you turn 4 with Mr. Fix-It and give him Overcrush. And I particularly liked that, even though we looked at a turn 4 already with Fix-It. I think it's super cool that we can give him Overcrush and have that line up on turn 4. And even if you don't kill your opponent, this is actually just straight up good. I mean, you could just run this in like casual tournaments and even just like lower level tournaments, not WKO style tournaments. And it's just good. You just get a guy out there and you hit him really hard. Obviously they have to shriek it, and even if they shriek it, you've got a 6-5 or a 7-7 or an 8-8. So all in all, pretty cool. So I highly recommend messing around with this distinct combo. And again, you get there because of Heimdall, and you get there because of Rip Hunter's Chalkboard. So those would be included. And then, I mean, even if, let's pretend you missed. These 4 were sitting and used on turn 4. You have a bunch of energy, and you've got Fix-It out there. You can actually Heimdall Global here and continue to ramp. So he provides some usefulness further just past the initial use of him for the turn 4 kill. So there's turn 4 with Mr. Fix-It. Let's pop back over here. Let's get the camera back rotated around. Get all my cards out of the way, so I'm not leaning on my cards. I'd instead rather lean on this mat. Man, this is one of my favorite mats. You ever have something that you just go, I love that thing? That, to me, is my mat. I love that thing. It's funny because I printed a DM Armada mat. I don't even use that. Not even a little bit. This one's just too good. It's too cool looking. It's just amazing. It's got good art. It's from a friend of mine who used to play the game. I say used to because he got out like right around the Bard time. But he and I played a lot online, and I contribute a lot of my successes to him beating up on me online, which is really cool. Back in like 2015 or 16 or something. Throat. Anyway, let's talk about, sorry, this is really loud, right? Let's talk about Batman super rares. Okay, let's do that. Let's pop over here and let's take a look at these Batman super rares. So first one we're going to look at is Darkseid, and all of these super rares are really interesting. Some more interesting than others. Well, I shouldn't say all of them. A lot of them are interesting. So Darkseid, obviously everybody knows and loves or hates Darkseid because you don't own it, right? That's the only reason that you don't like Darkseid. If you don't own Darkseid, then you probably hate it. But it's a very, very cool card. Gives all your sidekicks swarm. I think it's really particularly good in the fact, I mean, it's good because it gives all your sidekick characters swarm, but it's a good from a design perspective because it takes a standard piece from the game, something that you start every game with and something that is sort of integral to the game itself, and it turns it on its head, or it gives it a new aspect, or it gives it some new, in this case, a keyword that makes it play completely differently, which is very, very cool, and it's very powerful. I think it's well statted, and it's, well, I don't know about well statted, it's really powerful, but it's well costed at 6. Next up we have Mr. Miracle, which is a 3-cost mask that gives all of your actions boomerang. If you don't know what boomerang is, it basically means once you have used the action, you roll the action again, and if it comes up on the action face, then you get to prep it, which is very, very cool. It has a lot of combo potential, especially with things like momentum. Very, very cool momentum card. Owlman, one of my personal favorite cards ever printed because it's just straight up fun, right? It just encourages you to build a villain team with no shame whatsoever and then just throw villains at your opponent. And I mean, who does not like that, right? Speaking of villains, you have the Joker, and the Joker is a flip character, so I apologize for not putting the other side on the screen, but I kind of liked the cleanliness of just the one side. So on this side, he is unblockable by, can't be blocked by non-villain character dice. When you flip him at the start of your turn, if you choose to flip that card, he becomes not blockable. He can't be blocked by villain character dice, which is an interesting turn. Then we have the White Lanterns from this set. White Lantern Aquaman pings your opponent 1 damage to your opponent for each sidekick they field. For each time they field a sidekick. You have White Lantern Dov, who has an insane stat line. She's got a 10 defense on her top side. So she has some potential with the flip attack and defense global, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, all of these White Lanterns, again, are one-ofs. So that means you only really get one of these dice to play with or to pull from a game. She deals damage to your opponent. She pings for each time that a character deals you damage. And it doesn't specify combat damage, which is really, really nice. So really any type of damage she pings your opponent 1 for. White Lantern Hal Jordan is an interesting card that really doesn't have a ton of usefulness. I don't want to say at the very beginning or like when you at first glance, because I'm trying to think of flip cards outside of that, you know, super rare, the Joker, that are really, really powerful or interesting to run. But he could be a very cool win condition if you get him out and then just find a way to flip a bunch of your cards all in the same time, flip a bunch of your character cards all in the same time. And then finally we have White Lantern Superman, a super rare I pulled 2 of back to back. It was very weird. I opened him up in my Batman Gravity feed. Then I went to the game store like the next day, bought 10 packs just for fun because he was the only super rare that I got in that set, and opened him up again like he was taunting me, so I traded him away. And I have the 1 left in my binder still, and I still kind of get mad when I see him. Nevertheless, he pings anytime your opponent gets a sidekick or a villain KO'd. So those are the 8 super rares. Bouncing back over here. Let's see, Catwoman, sure. That would be an interesting one. Yeah, I think a lot of these White Lanterns are duds, but it would be interesting to see what order everyone puts the White Lanterns in. So let's go ahead and do that. Where's my keyboard? Hold on. Here's my keyboard. Makes it way easier to tab between the windows. All right. So let's go through this. I've already entered my votes, so I just get to sit and talk while you guys do stuff. That's pretty awesome. So let's rate these super rares, most powerful to least powerful. And the goal after doing all of the modern things, there's Darkseid in the chat right now. The goal after rating all of the super rares from the modern sets is to sort of have a super rare rank off. And let's see what the most powerful super rare is. And spoiler alert, it's Yanti. Let's see what the third most powerful super rare is in modern. That'd be fun. All right, tell me what you think in the straw poll posted below. How do we feel about Darkseid? Do we think most powerful, second most powerful, fifth most powerful? Right now, 4 votes in, and we're thinking most powerful. Unanimously. Pardon me, I apologize for drinking and making drinking sounds, if you could even hear those. So Darkseid, everyone chime in. Tell me. So we got 6 votes in, 13 people watching. So, hey man, I'm not judging you. You can vote this whatever you want it to be. Whatever you want it to be. If you don't want to vote it first or second like we have right now going, that's fine. Just vote it whatever you want. But vote because it's interesting. And we can collect some nice data. Hey, do you notice I have the camera in the center of the room today and not off to the side? You see the door this way. Is that weird to anybody, being able to see the door? Also put this little painting I made from a long time ago up. Dinosaur's still back there. So you got that going for this room. So long as you don't burp, you drinking on screen is fine. Well, there you go. Easy pick. Yeah, no, I agree. We can keep going. This makes sense, right? It's a solid 1. It's Darkseid, a solid 1 or 2, right? The door is freaking you out. I mean, at any time, someone could just get it, open it up and come in. My son could walk in. In chat is Mr. Miracle. Sound off. What do you think? So we have 10 total votes. Oh, 1 person voted 3rd for Darkseid. That's totally. I mean, I think. Everybody, when this set came out, found Darkseid to be this world beater. It goes on every card, or goes on every team, this card that goes on every team, as the only form of ramp that you would ever need. And in a lot of ways, it is really the only form of ramp that you would ever want on one specific team. You don't need much else. I mean, Resurrection, yeah, but once you've got the card, you cycle forever, basically, unless they blank or, some weird fringe cases. But looking back at the set and looking back and seeing how the thing, paired out or how it kind of fell out within the meta is important because the way that we originally knee-jerk reaction view things may differ after looking back, which is why we're doing these things. Interesting, Mr. Miracle, very strong number 2. Very, very strong number 2. All right, so let's keep on cruising because we got 9 votes in for that. Owlman. Owlman is up. Turn 3, Darkseid. Turn 4, full bag churn. You're not wrong, Chris. You're not wrong. All right, everyone that says Owlman is bad, I will judge you. This card is the second best in the set. This is a win condition, people. Win conditions are better than utility. Win conditions are better than utility. Doesn't even matter. Turn 14 with Darkseid. Ooh. Turn 14 with Darkseid. Because what's his top side? 7/7? You can get a sidekick in the field with White Tiger. Darkseid 7/7. There's no way you're rolling 7 sidekicks to give a buff. What would you do? But you can't get Grodd and Darkseid within the first couple of turns. First 4 turns. That would be a reach. That'd be cool though if someone can come up with it. Turn 4 with Darkseid. That'd be sick. I would applaud you. I would apply. I know Insect Plague is, but it already draws your bag. So it's sort of redundant in that sense. Owlman third. You guys ranking it third. I totally second. I put that second. 1/4 and 1/5 place vote. Very interesting. I'm interested to see why you think that is more powerful than the Joker. Turn 4 dark side, I mean. I don't think by turn 4. Yes. Yes, indeed. You should figure it out. Someone should figure it out. All right, let's see what you guys think of the Joker. Joker is posted. Do you think this is the third best, fourth best, fifth best, second best? Sound off. I have my own opinions on this, but I'll share those as we sort of round the rest of the voting out, or maybe even just after this one has sort of completed. Because we've got 7 votes in currently, which kind of locks it into the place that most people have given it. There's 2 fringe votes, and then 5 all the same vote. So it's not unanimous, obviously, but you get the picture. You can get dark side on turn with very low probability for it to work. Turn 2. Ah, gotcha. On turn 2. How would you get it on? I mean, yeah. If you do that like Black Lantern stuff where you put all the Black Lanterns that give you, or is it black? You put. Sorry for bringing in Mike. You put all the lanterns that give you the energy when you roll all 4 energy types, that sort of thing. Sure. Joker, yes. I mean, he's got a nice stat flipping ability. 3/6 on top is pretty cool. And you get multiple of him. But he's certainly, I don't think he's better than the others that we've seen so far. All right, moving on to White Lantern Aquaman. White Lantern Aquaman, the one that pings based on sidekick fielding, which is pretty applicable in most games of Dice Masters, and just applicable in the meta currently too, with I think several teams being fairly strong. Some like Jubilee stuff, super rare Jubilee stuff, some Norman Osborn stuff. You know, it makes me sad that those kinds of teams aren't going to be like tier 1. Like, we won't see a ton of those. Ooh, wow. White Lantern Aquaman getting a rainbow of votes. 5, 6, 7, all 2 votes, and then 1 for 8. There we go. 6 coming out. 6. I'd be interested to see which White Lantern you guys rate above Aquaman. I think he's got a lot more utility across the board than some of the other ones. Can you show? I'm so sorry. Yeah, I should totally do that. I should totally show the cards. I have them like queued up and everything. Look at this. Look at this. I could just drop of a hat, just press the button, and there it is. I totally whiffing. Sorry. You know, that those kind of days where one thing just kind of throws you off your groove. That was that one thing today. So he has a lot more utility than most. And maybe that's the reason why people are kind of rainbowing him. Maybe if I opened up... Shout out in the comments or in the chat if you would change your vote based on seeing the actual card and not just doing it from memory. I'll start up a new one. But otherwise, we'll kind of keep it where it is. I would put him higher than all the other White Lantern super rares. But it's not just me voting. Let's move on to White Lantern Dov. Let me grab her really quick. Her votes, so you can vote for her. Stay the same from Laurier. See, I got it. Laurier, right there. Boom. It's kind of hard to see these White Lanterns because of the scanner used with the hollow, the foil, you know. So pings based on character damage, which is an interesting ability and totally applicable. How about an high cost action that lets you get 4 different energy types for lanterns and others? What? Hey, hi guys, what are we talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, is that from like are we talking about from like way long ago from that conversation we were having? How to get there on turn 2, that one? Tell us the answers. Tell us the secrets. Let's see what we're voting for White Lantern Dov. 7th. I actually voted 7th as well. 7th, 5th, 6th, and 8th in that order. 7th being the being the first place with 4 votes. 7th place. Looks like we got 8 total votes, which is enough to move on to Hal Jordan, which I find the most interesting of the 4 super rares, just because he's actually something you'd want to build around. The others, it's like you just throw it on the team and kind of hope it does something. Whereas Hal Jordan, you could actually build a team around, and you know, it might work. Ooh, one person thinks the 3rd best. Maybe someone has a soft spot in their heart for this White Lantern Hal Jordan. Let me pop him on the screen so you can see what we're talking about. Where are you at? This one. So this is, again, is the one that deals 1 damage based on how many character cards you flip. And I'm just going to quickly go to the Batman set and look at all of the flippable character cards, because it does say, yeah, if that character is active. I know you guys are saying Catwoman before. Let me just kind of cruise through here. So Batman, he's a 5 cost. That seems unrealistic. Batwoman is a good one. She's a really good one. Definitely really good one. You shouldn't have it on screen unless it's frozen. Hold on. Is it frozen? No, it's not frozen. We're good. We good. Wow. Talk about a rainbow right here. I'm going to show you that one. Batwoman's good. Catwoman. Which of these Catwoman? Draw a die for the flip. She gains +1 each time you flip one of your cards, which is cool. Yeah, there's some good sides. Okay. Ooh, the promo Catwoman. Aftershock, when fielded, losing life. That's kind of cute. You know, the sad thing is this won't trigger, like you can't put cube with it. Everyone's like, oh, that's so sad. You can't put cube with it just because cube is something you play during your turn and flipping happens before your turn, or I guess the start of your turn. So that's kind of sad. The +1 is the best. What's the promo Batman? I'm looking for more flips, but I'm not really seeing one. Oh, here's Nightwing, yeah. Heir to the Cowl is pretty cool. Can't attack or block. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the Bloodhaven. The lack of cube is the only reason. I haven't made a broken mess of team with this. Yeah, it'd be really cool to like just whoosh, flip. Yes, that's true. You could. I forgot. Yeah, you could totally flip your characters via bat signal, which makes that a little bit more workable. All right, so Hal Jordan is done. I think he's the most interesting. Like I said, he's the most interesting of the White Lantern super rares from this set. Hal Jordan, yeah. Superman, everyone chime in on how we feel about wonderful White Lantern Superman. Oh, it looks like we all kind of agree that White Lantern Superman is the best of them. Getting 2 White Lantern super rares is even better than 1. Because I think when you pull 2 of them, you can actually use 2 dice. Pretty sure that's real. I wish. It really wouldn't even matter because like he does very little. Pings your opponent for a damage when one of their villains is KO'd. It's like maybe you see that in draft because of the presence of villains in the set, but if you're looking in constructed, I mean, there is the uncommon Malekith that gives your sidekicks a villain affiliation, so there's that going for it. But I mean, and yeah, there's the occasional Shriek that gets KO'd, but really doesn't really get KO'd. It just gets reblanked by your opponent. So this doesn't really trigger almost ever. and you're having to get to it via the. I think that's the thing I should have pointed out at the beginning, just in case people didn't know, is that you're not really getting to these cards in a timely manner. You have to nowhere them, or you have to roll the exact energy type and get really lucky, or use a lot of fixers to get these cards pretty early. So they have to do more. They have to be more impactful, and they aren't. And they aren't very impactful. So let's see how that one is rounded up. 9 total votes. All right, so I'm going to pop. Let's see where do I not have one of those? No. All right, so I'm going to pop one of these on here so you guys can see what I see. Because a lot of you probably don't just like leave these things open, which is fine. That's not your job. That's my job. Is to show you. Haha. Okay. Transition. I want to reposition that. Let me just really like indulge me. It's really not much different. All right, so here's White Lantern Superman. We all kind of agree that card is bad. That card is bad. All right, 9 total votes. That's what we should keep track of. 9 total votes. Look at this one. White Lantern Hal Jordan, sort of all over the board. That's certainly one that needs averaging. White Lantern Dov with 9 total votes, kind of all over the board as well. Very, very interesting. We've got White Lantern Aquaman, 8. Nope, there's 9 total votes, and it is kind of getting the split of the 6 and the 7. I feel like this one, to me, seems the most normal, like the one you would put on a team, just because of the likelihood of fielding sidekicks. Joker is a hard 4, and I put 4 as well. And I feel like it's 4. It's a lot. It's very underwhelming overall because of the 4 cost and the low stats. Yes, you can Kal-El Global it, but I think it's way better than all of the White Lanterns because you can get multiple of them, and you can just flip them. And you can't always, you can't say it's unblockable by everything because either there are sidekicks out in the field, and so the can't be blocked by non-villains pays off, and there's like a Shriek in the field, so they can block with Shriek, or vice versa. So I think it's a solid 4. I gave it a 4 as well. Owlman, you guys are wrong. It's the second best. It's clearly a split. This is a really good card. Mr. Miracle, I gave it 3rd, but 2 is just fine too. Honestly, those 2 cards are, I think, you could argue all day. The utility that you get from Mr. Miracle is very cool. Very, very cool. And then, I mean, we didn't really even need to talk about Darkseid because it's just the best of the 8. Pretty clearly the best of the 8. What you do is make a Jubilee, White Tiger, White Lantern, Aqua team with Cube. Yeah, Aquaman team with Cube. Yep. Yeah, that's what you would do. And again, that's the reason why I think that one is the 5th best, which is why I gave it 5th best, because you could build a team out of this one more easily than you could probably build a team with Hal Jordan. And I don't know how effective Hal Jordan would be versus, doing, what do you call it? And it's, wait, let me check. Is this anytime you feel the sidekick, or they feel the sidekick? It's they, right? Anytime they feel the sidekick? When your opponent feels a sidekick. So you can only use White Tiger for them to force them to field. So yeah, you can't do like Professor X, which is kind of sad, but yeah, you can still build a team out of it. They're about even then. All right, so if we were to average these together, let me just kind of randomly open up a spreadsheet. Nobody look, it's my, I'm just going to do this off camera so you can't see this stuff. There. I mean, it's nothing important, but it's work stuff. All right, so if we were to just pop open a spreadsheet, boop, here's a spreadsheet. And let's just enter these really quick so that we can do some averages. Darkseid Dark Seed. Mr. Miracle. I'm not even going to type White Lantern. Just going to type Aquaman. That's not Aquaman. Dove. What's it? Hal Jordan, and then Soups. Cool. This is clearly a 1. Let's just do it just for the sake of it. So that's 7 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3. Do we need to average it? Yeah, let's do it anyway. 7 plus 4 plus 3. And then this one is Mr. Miracle, which is 6 times 2 is 12. And 1, so 12, 14, 20. That's a total of 20. I guess I could just do that same thing here. 8, 10, and 11, 12, 13, 14. This is 14 total. Go away. Owlman. It's a lot of 3s. 12, 13, 15, 20, 24. 24. Guys, I'm bad at math too, so double check my math. But I'm going pretty fast, but double check it nonetheless. Because math is not my strong suit, so bear with me. It's 28, 29, 30, 31, 36, 36. I would like to be good at math. That would be fun, but I'm not, so there's that. 18 plus 21. Who knows, guys? I'm not. See, that's where my brain just starts going. It's 39. There it is. It's 39. I guess if I force myself. Plus 10 plus 8 equals sum. Typing around a microphone is tough sometimes. Bear with me, everyone. 57 is the answer. 57. The Dove. And I did that. Yep. Dove is 28 plus 15. 28 plus 15 plus 6 plus 8. Toot, toot. No way. Oh, yeah. Duh. No way. Is that right? Oh, wow, guys, we have a tie. Oh, maybe we don't. Hold on. 9, 10. No, yeah, we totally have a tie. Very interesting. 15 plus... So double check my math. 15 plus 6 plus 12 plus 7 plus 8. 15, 6, 12, 7, 8. This one I will have to make the change to because it doesn't go far enough up. 48. Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan getting the votes, and then we don't really even need to do that. 64 plus 6, I think was what it was, that vote right there. 6, yeah. Oh, it's 70. What am I doing? Duh. All right. And then this is divided by equals that divided by... Oh, my goodness gracious. Divided by... How many people voted? 10. 10. 1.4. My math brain. This is 2. This is... Oh, only 8 total votes. That's so sad. Come on, Owl Man. You let me down, bro. I just do this. Oh, no, I can't. Equals that divided by 8. 3. Wow, that's nice. 1, 2, 3. Joker with a vote count of 9 equals that divided by 9. I'm going to try to cruise through this. Wow, look at this, guys. I should just look at the numbers, and it would be easy. All right, these are both a dead heat tie. Equals, yes, talk amongst yourselves. This is way better than watching me fail at math. 6.3, so this is 6.3 as well. This one is going to be 5th, it looks like, which is cool. Hal Jordan coming in at 5th. I think there were 9 votes for that as well. Let's double check. Yep. And then we got the following, this one divided by 9. Cool. So these two will tie. Aquaman and Dove. Anyone want to break the tie? Let's see. Anyone break the tie yet? Someone will watch this video back and break the tie. It'll be great. It'll be great. Man, I'm just like bouncing all over the place showing you guys all of this stuff. Let's just go away from that. Let's just go away. So, in the order that they placed, we have Darkseid first. In first place, we've got Mr. Miracle second. We've got Owlman third. The Joker fourth. We have Hal Jordan fifth. A tie for sixth between Dove and Aquaman, which is cool. And then rounding out the bottom of the lineup, we've got White Lantern, Superman. So that's that. Owlman is very cool. Owlman is very, very cool. So, all right. That is the Batman Super Rare rankings, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. Those top three are like some of my favorite super rares. So I'm glad that we got to rank those and kind of see how the other stuff plays out as well, because I find that immensely interesting. Okay, now you're going to stare at me for just a second while I pull up the spreadsheet that allows us to look at this week's community builds. So if you submitted your build to this week's community build, awesome for you. If you didn't, that's fine, because I'm about to post a link yet again. So let me do that really quick. Let me pull that up. And for those of you who don't know what we're building around, give me 1 second, and I will tell you. It's AVX Spider-Man, the uncommon. It's Web Slinger, right? Web Slinger. And it says, here we go. Here we go. Let me share this with you guys, the link below. It's a really cool card, and it's one of the I wouldn't say meta, well, I guess it is kind of meta defining. It was popular back then, right? All right, tell me if the big link works. I'm actually going to follow it too. Yes, yes. Cool. So here, let me put it up on screen, showing you what we're working with. Please excuse the fact that this is not one that's cut out to look nice like a card, and it's sort of just barren. So that's what we're working with. We are building a team. There we go. Around Spider-Man Wallcrawler, who is a 4-cost fist character that says if Spider-Man attacks and is not blocked, you may pay 2 fists to change your opponent's life to 10 before damage is dealt. And assuming that he's on his level 3 side, he's then going to take half of their life after that. So they will drop to 5 if he goes through on his level 3 side. And he's going to go through, he has to go through unblocked in order to trigger this. So we're going to be looking for ways that make him unblockable, things that we can do to make him unblockable. He makes for really, really good OTK bait. You could really make an easy OTK team around him. I did not submit a team list for this week. I kind of wanted to just see what you guys come up with, and I think we'll come up with some good stuff. So let's build a fun team around this card right here. So let me know what you want to put around him, and we'll go from there. Spider-Man Wallcrawler. Pay 2 fists, so we're going to need the fists as well. Let me see if I can transition onto a screen that shows me, so that you're not just staring at one thing and thinking that it might be broken, the stream that is. I'm excited to see what you guys submit, because I think this is a fun Golden Age card. And because it's Golden Age, that means there's a lot of stuff open to us. And a lot of stuff that you used to pair with this card, you no longer have to or need to, because other cards exist. Hey, look guys, Dirt Golem. That's not the card I wanted to bring up. Where's the card I wanted to bring up? Find it, find it. It's called 91, Image 91. Hey, hey. Dang it. I'm on the wrong screen. This is so complicated. Here we go. Image. This one. 91. Okay, there it is. There it is. Dirt Golem, you're sitting in the background for this one. We don't need you. We don't need Dirt Golem in this build. I don't think. I could be wrong, though. All right, we got 4 responses and only 4. Come on, we can do better than that. There's some cool combos. Let's see if anyone's got the one that I got. Rare Danger Room in here. That's interesting. Make everything villains. Madam Web, that's the one I thought of. I'm sure everyone thought of. Garbage Golem. Come on, people. Garbage Golem. What do we need a golem in this? What do we need to cycle? Grodd. Grodd's always good. There's nothing wrong with Grodd. All right, so chime in. What do you build around this? Silver Sable's a good touch. What's the rare Hulk from Thor? What does that one do? I got to look this one up. Rare Hulk from the Thor set. Mighty Thor. Rare Hulk. Rules Lawyer. When fielded, if your opponent controls a character die with a higher level than Hulk, deal 4 damage to it and spin Hulk up 1 level. The rare one. I guess it could be... Well, let's see what else they submitted. Come the Cage. Kobold's good for Swarm and 4 Fists. I think that's smart. The old Kobold, Swarm, Fists, goodness. That one's a fun one. Plus, it gives you the fists you need, like I said. All right, so let's pop. Well, there's 5 responses. We'll give it some more time. Anyone watching the Olympics? Anyone into the Olympics? I love the Olympics. I find the Olympics to be immensely entertaining. I don't watch a ton of television, at least, especially, you know, the past couple of years. We cut cable like 2 years ago, so I don't watch a ton of really anything. I watch some like YouTube videos. That's all I do. Whoa, Garbage Golem, Danger Room. Yeah, garbage. Someone posted Garbage Golem in there. So I don't watch a lot of TV, but I got Hulu so that I could watch, or I started a week trial of Hulu so I could watch the Super Bowl, and then then I kept it on because the Olympics were coming up, and I was like, I want to watch the Olympics. Plus, I like watching basketball. I'm a fan of basketball, probably more so than football at this point in my life. I think that happened last year. I started liking basketball more than football. Laurier follows it a bit. He's typing in his right now. Pone Golem. That's weird. Sling. Yeah, I tried Sling. I have Chromecast. Like I have a Google Chromecast, and I Chromecast to my TV. Like that's really all I do. If I watch something, or I sit in this room and watch something on this little laptop right here. But I Chromecast everything, and Sling for some reason just did not work. Chromecast wise, I would try it constantly. Ooh, Daisy Johnson, that's a good idea. Daisy Johnson, kind of wipe off little sidekicks and stuff. All right, let's see how many we got. 7 now. I think 7's good. We could work with 7. You guys wanna? I'll give it 1 more minute, and then I'm gonna close it down, and we'll start. Ooh, good thing I did, because 8. We just got another one. I record on my living room and have Roku. What's Roku like? I mean, I've seen it exactly 1 time. I think I knew 1 person that had Roku, and that was Roku back in like 2009. So if it's improved at all, I know very little of Roku. Or maybe that was 2010. It's not that big a deal because they're so close together. I personally like I like this Hulu thing. It's really expensive though. It's like $40. It's live TV, streaming TV though, so you can watch everything that's on Hulu already plus the $40 actual TV, which is nice, I guess. But I might as well just be paying for cable at that point. So we'll probably do it for a month. Wait for the Olympics to be over and then cut it. $40 is a lot a month. The nice thing is you're not signed into a contract and you don't have to stick with it for a year. You can just cut whenever you want. Sling is built around Roku and it works. What's season 5 of Vikings? Oh my gosh, I want to watch that show. Is that show worth it? Because obviously I watch Game of Thrones. Obviously, I say obviously. I watched Game of Thrones, and I liked the idea of Vikings when it came out, but I never sat down and watched it. All right, I am closing down the community build thing. Boom, closed, done. I hope you weren't trying to submit because I just shut you down. Let's jump over and take a look at this thing. Sorry if I break everything for just a moment. Window capture. Window capture. Okay, there we go. Hello. Hello, I'm Adam Driver. Have you guys ever seen... I think I could pull that up. So Adam Driver did an SNL thing when The Force Awakens came out, and he was really angsty on it. It was really, really funny. He had an SNL bit, and they made promos for it, and the promos are hilarious. So let's take a look at what we've got here. As far as basic actions, it looks like we cannot cut from form. Use copy instead. What do you mean? This is my form. I can cut whatever I want. That's weird. There it goes. Now I can cut. All right, so looks like res is 1, and we have a few ideas as to what basic actions we want, but we're not really married to a ton of ideas, it looks like. So let's just really quickly sort these. Res is clearly 1, so we'll put res on the team. And then we have Enraged, Haymaker, and Insect Plague. Insect Plague, what does that do for us? Let's see, the person that had Insect Plague. Are these, wait a minute. Oh, my bad. How embarrassing. Stealth Ops, which makes total sense. Cannot cut, yeah, I get it. Stealth Ops is a good alternate option for making him unblockable. So for those of you who don't know Stealth Ops makes one of your characters unblockable and level 1, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. All right, so res is clearly 1 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 votes for res, and then the rest of these can kind of float just over there, off to the side. Hopefully you can see that. All right, now the more detailed part. It looks like we didn't go ham with the... yes, I get it. I'm sorry, everyone. Looks like we didn't go ham with the stuff over here with the number of cards that we added, which I think is fine. It may just lead to an easy put together, which would be cool. I think there's some really cool things you can do with it. I think being able to open up the old Golden Age binder is going to be nice too, because I actually have a Golden Age tournament coming up in San Antonio this weekend. It's on Saturday, and I plan on streaming it as well. Sort range, boom. Then I have a draft. That's a sort of a memorial for a community member who passed away passed away in May of last year. Really good dude. So we're having a memorial draft in his honor, which is very cool, that he wanted to have. All right, so Batiri Battlestack comes up twice. Rip Hunter's Chalkboard comes up twice. Shriek, you know the one, right? Silver Sable comes up twice. We got Superwoman, White Tiger Wong, Casey Jones, Cold Gun, Garbage Golem. I don't know. I want the person that put Garbage Golem to tell me what, let's see, what they were thinking. So Rare Flying Car is in here. I forgot what Rare Flying Car does. I'm curious about the Rare Hulk too. Like what part does that play? Flying Car. Let me quickly Google it. Flying Car. Flying Car. Rare. Target character die you control deals combat damage to the defending player as if not blocked. Instead of 2 blocking characters, then sacrifice it. Wonder if that counts. I don't think it does. As if not blocked. I would probably say that doesn't work. So sorry if that was you. But I bet you that doesn't work. I think the Madam Web does work, though. Madam Web seems like a great idea. I'm kind of curious as to why more people didn't put Madam Web. I'm going to throw my vote in for Madam Web as well because it makes 100% sense and it's very thematic. Danger Room is an interesting one because you make everything villains. Let's see who put that one. Danger Room. Rare. Danger Room. So this is an interesting combo. I think he fits nicely on that. Yeah, totally. Where's Rare Danger Room? Here. So Spider-Man. Well, yeah, clearly. That's card number 1. Danger Room, Casey Jones, Force Block, everything comes to him. Okay, so yeah, that's the combo. I get it. Superwoman, Civil War, Rare Yarn Bjorn. Yarn Bjorn. Is that how you pronounce that? Yarn Bjorn. The rare one. Oh, it's just there for the fixer. Sure. Shriek and Cold Gun, and they didn't put anything else on there. All right, so yeah, you're getting the Yarn Bjorn so that you can pay the cost for Spider-Man. I get that. Rare Danger Room and Casey Jones pull everything to you. What do you push for damage? Just the rare Superwoman, I guess? Rare Superwoman Civil War. You mean World's Finest. I'm sure. You can buy an Enraged, I see. Give it plus attack. All right, so it looks like Rare Yarn Bjorn is a clear fit. Yeah, that's obvious. All right, and that's a good point. Gorilla Grodd shows up twice. Let's take all the ones that show up twice and put them right here. Batiri, Chalkboard, Silver Sable. What else shows up twice? I think that's a good combo, the one that I mentioned there. I'm voting Madam Web as well. That shows up twice because of my vote. I would vote a lot of these. A lot of these are great, you guys. You guys got some good. Oh, there's Silver Sable. Pops up a third time. And this is a, hey, I just want to highlight this combo right here that this person put together. Silver Sable, Batiri Battle Stack, Gorilla Grodd, Nova Corps. Nova Corps is interesting. This is the one that pushes damage, that deals 1 damage when he attacks. So he pings out. Combine that with a staff on the same turn. It makes Spider-Man unblockable. So does Silver Sable, though, so that's a bit redundant. Batiri Battle Stack is what goes in for damage. So essentially what we're looking for here, and let me throw the chat up so I can kind of see what we're doing. Essentially what we're looking for is we're looking to complement the, well, we're looking to make Spider-Man unblockable, right? And then we're looking to complement by pushing damage when it goes in. Garbage Golem. Don't you try to start. See, I'm reading through the chat now after kind of going through everything. Garbage Golem just because. No, we're not starting a new Golem. We already have our friend. I didn't put Madam Web because I didn't want to have one character reducing to 10, one character tying up blockers, and then have others on top of that to deal 10 damage, but that's just me. I was thinking Danger Room and Casey Jones also gives you meta options like Nabi. Yes, it does. Superwoman gives you bolts for the Enraged Global. That's true. Yeah. Rare Nova Corps plus the staff, and there are no blockers. You're totally right. Are we still ruling out the common? Get out of here. Get out. Looks like my suggestions did not load in time. Oh, well, throw your suggestions in chat. Do that. This is golden, so we can also use Hawkeye, formerly Ronin. You guys, that's enough. Batiri Battle Stack makes a ton of sense, and because multiple people voted for that, obviously Yarn Bjorn's up there. I like the idea of throwing in some Golden Age stuff. So like the Kobold that gets you more fists is cool. Batiri Battle Stack got 2 votes. We'll throw that up there though. Madam Web is an easy push. All right, so essentially what you're saying, not doing Madam Web, you're going to buy your 4-cost Spider-Man, get him out there in the field. You're going to buy a 3-cost action and a 3-cost action, that creates a game state in the staff. And then I think this rare Nova Corps is a 2 or a 3. Nova Corps is a 3. So you're going to pay 6 instead of paying 4 for Madam Web. And land both of these. Well, this one you just have to kind of equip, and this one you have to land all at the same time. So you can sit around and wait for this one. And you can still have this combo go off. Yeah, there's pros and cons to both. Yeah, that's not bad. Nova Core's 3, Madam Web's 4 plus playing 2 when you attack. Yeah, I mean it's 6 either way. But no, because you have to pay 2 for the global on, not the global, but you have to pay 2 for the fists as well. So you're looking at 8 if you do it the other way. Because Madam Web asks you to pay 2, right? And then you have to pay 2 to round down as well. So Madam Web's going to ask you to pay 2 for everything to block her, and then rounding down for the effect of Spider-Man, you have to pay an additional 2. So yes, technically it is cheaper to go the staff route and then rare Nova Core route. That's 6, and you put it on 1 character, which means they have to only deal with 1 character. So that's interesting. Madam Web is 4 plus pay. Yeah, we already said that. Yep. On his top side, he's 5. So you're averaging, you're dealing 4 with him. So you need 6 damage on average. Buff Global or Luke Cage is the way to finish the team off. Only one person with the Luke Cage. Is that the Buff Global you're referring to? I'm only picturing the one from, where'd he go? Civil War, the one that pings everyone for damage. Luke Cage. There's like a lot of, you guys have a lot of good suggestions for this one. I like it. Yeah, pay 1, deal 1 damage to each player. Luke Cage, so everyone takes 1, everyone takes 1, everyone takes 1. Why not buff? Why the damage dealing? Why pinging each for 1? Haymaker's good. Does I believe his takes away? No, his does not take away his damage, does it? This is not the one that pulls his damage away. Let me show it on stream. Boop. If Spider-Man attacks and is not blocked, you may pay 2 fists to change your opponent's life to 10 before damage is dealt. Is this the one that they ruled on, or was that the promo? I thought they ruled on that one, the promo, not this one. WizKids Rules Forum. It's one of these two. I should just do it this way. Spider-Man. Or did they errata one of these cards? Oh, yeah. Just kidding. No, doing attached. Not be able to use Distraction Global to remove Spider-Man from the... Oh, this is a clarification. Nope. Is this the one they errata? Where's the errata? Oh, you posted the errata right there. You may pay fist instead of him dealing combat dash. Yeah. Okay, so this is the one they errata. Oops. Well, that's fine. You need 10 damage instead of 6. All right, so you need 10 damage. Let's find 10 damage, everyone. How do we want to find 10 damage with the cards that we have provided right here? Batteria Battle Stack is what people have voted for. So that's on the team. Obviously, Spider-Man's on the team. We'll put him front and center. Spider-Man. Then we need a way to make him unblockable. So you guys tell me, do you like the Nova Core Staff of the Forgotten One combo? Or do you like Silver Sable, the Sacrifice combo? Do you like Madam Web? Chalkboard got several votes. We'll put it on there for now, and then we'll discuss. Rare Gorilla Grodd is also an option that people have thrown out there. So let's see. I forget. Is this the one? Obviously, this fixes for fists. I'm assuming we're not actually buying this. Yeah. I mean, he's unblockable as well. So it's not a bad buy. He's a 6 drop too, but I'm assuming that's just there for fixing. Let's see. Battle Stack 4+4. Yep. Battle Stack is good. I mean, that's what we kind of voted for as well. Cube. No, we don't need cube. Cheap, quick, and can be beefy. Silver Sable. Silver Sable. So tell me this. Silver Sable or the combo? Let me make a straw poll real quick. Straw poll. Sable or staff combo. Staff, Sable. Click, create, copy, paste, give to you with much haste. There you go. All right, tell me. Do you want Sable or do you want the combo? The combo's 6, Sable's 4, but the combo deals with the board and allows your Batiri battle stacks to go through, and Sable does not. View results. Sable for 3. I mean, technically we could put both on. This would take up 3 slots though if we put both on. What are we doing to deal with the rest of the board? We would need like, really it's like multiple combos too. The third option would be to include this one, which was good as well, where'd it go? My brain, where'd it go? Danger Room and Casey Jones. This is 4. This is 4. Spider-Man is not a villain, so you don't have to worry about the Danger Room global. Yeah, we should definitely post this one as well. Let me try this again. Let's create a different straw poll, and let's go vote Sable, Staff, or Casey Jones, because that's a 4-cost combo. Casey Jones can sit in there in the field whenever, and you're just looking for that to line up. Fielding cost hurts the pace. I mean, yeah, does. Same thing with Silver Sable. Definitely. 1 vote for Staff. 1 vote for Staff. Refresh it. Show me what you got. Which one of these 3? Which one of these 3? Tell me what you think. What happens if I do this? Does that break everything? Just makes you look at this one again. Okay. Window capture. All right. What about rare collector? What are we bringing in? We're bringing in what with rare collector? What are we bringing in with rare collector? Let's refresh these results. Ooh, this is a cool split. Okay, let's take a look at this screen. Uh-oh, black screen. I broke it. Boom. Take a look at that. That's interesting. 3, 2, 1. This is an interesting community build this week because I think there's several viable things that we're all just kind of throwing out there, which is cool. I find that to be quite cool. All right, so if we're going with what the straw poll has voted for, 6 of us have said, have chimed in. 1 person for Staff, 2 for Sable, 3 for Casey. So let's throw in the Casey Jones and the Danger Room. Boom. Boom. All right, so that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 card slots taken. We've got a Fist for fixing. We've got some Swarm and some Batiri Battle Stack attacking action, which is cool. Chalkboard for prepping over stuff. Danger Room because they can get prepped over, and we can time that up with Casey Jones. And if we miss on 1 Danger Room, we can do it again. I think his topside fielding is what, 2? He's like a 2-4-3. Is that right? Casey Jones. Yeah, he's a topside 2-4-3. So Nabi makes sense. Makes sense. So does Casey Jones cause all sidekicks? Yes, he does. No, he causes both to block him, I believe. Any number of target sidekicks or villain character dice to block him. I could see the argument. I could see the argument. What do you guys think? Does Casey Jones... Let me pull him up on screen. Boop. All right. Yay or nay, does this card pull both villains and sidekicks, or just villains or sidekicks? It says target sidekicks or villain dice. That is the question. I think if it only pulls one or the other, then we switch. Then we switch around. Well, no, because you're making everything villains. I mean, who cares, right? Doesn't matter because you're making everything villains. Yeah, you guys see it too. Chris sees it too. They all will have villain effects, so it doesn't really matter. But I think it's an interesting question nonetheless when you're playing it just straight up. All right, so we have 6 out of the 8 slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are there any cool Golden Age cards that are nice utility pieces? Do we want to add Shriek even like just because it's Shriek? I mean, we've got... And do we care, is Yarnbjorn better than Grodd? In like fringe cases, would you buy Yarnbjorn or would you buy Grodd? Probably Grodd because it's unblockable, right? Is that a better choice? Yarnbjorn's ability reads, you can purchase immortal character. Yeah, you're definitely buying. Let's switch this one out for Grodd because he's a character that you may just randomly buy for 6 and he can hit hard. So some people said Wong here. Do we want some redundancy? Backup stuff? Jubilee's interesting. Uncommon Kobold is cool for Fist, but we already have a Swarmer that gets way strong in Batiri Battle Stack for Fist. Uncommon Hella. Which one is that? Which one is Uncommon Hella? I think he is the better alternative WinCon. I agree. Hella. Uncommon. Stealer of Souls. Immortal. Okay, you could slap her on there for if you're going with Yarnbjorn. I get that. I see the lines. What are these other two? You want a Fist Global, like a buffing global? We've got Resurrection. Do we want Stealth Ops, Enraged, or Insect Plague, or Haymaker? Haymaker is a buff, Fist buff global. Yeah, I get it. Okay, these are the ones. Stealth Ops is another way of making unblockable. That doesn't seem... I mean, we have a good setup, though, that kind of already does that. Danger Room, Casey Jones, buying a third action doesn't seem necessary. Enraged has the global on it, right? That buffs... yeah, Enraged. No, it does not. It just gives +1 and Overcrush. Or it's probably... They probably meant Enrage without the D, right? And yes, they probably just meant that one because no, that one's not it either. Enraged for the just for the like Enrage without this. Oops. That is has the +1 bolt global, +1 attack bolt global. I think we just go with Haymaker. Because Haymaker has a buff global and we're gonna have fists. At least that's the goal. The goal. Go with the new Common Hulk, extra buff, and another problematic card for the opponent. It's another 6-drop too. And what are we putting in this basic action slot? We have 2 open slots. Like we could put Shriek and like another blanker on here if we wanted to. Putting a 6-drop, a third 6-drop that we don't really want to buy and we can't really trigger outside of just the normal methods. Doesn't seem necessary, especially because I mean, if you have 6, you're gonna buy Grodd so that it goes in unblocked and you finish the game. So I'd rather put it here, put that global there. Plus Haymaker you could actually buy too, like for 4, and slap on something. Nabi, oh here we go. What do you guys say? So a combo just came to my mind: Casey, Danger Room, Spider-Man, Rare Collector, and Nabi. Attack with Casey, Spidey. With Collector active when you use Danger Room and after blockers are declared, Spidey uses his ability, yeah. And Global Step, bring Nabi in for the win. you'd Nabi in him for the last push of damage. And that would be a ton. Well, no, because you're wiping. No, everything's still in the field. So yeah, that was just like pop. That's another 6-drop in Rare Collector. But that seems fun and crazy. Ring of Magnetism. Oh, man. Ring of Magnetism. Guys, that card makes me happy. And also I hate it. Not the rare one, but the uncommon one, as we know. What does the rare one do? Play on a monster. Your opponent can only block monsters affected by this die until each such monster with this die has been assigned 2 blocks. So basically just 2 blockers. 2 blockers. Drop quick. So yeah, it can, but for 4, certainly. I'm good with putting. Look, I'm totally good with putting Nabi here if you guys want to. Is this one of those instances where you're just gonna buy Nabi and Danger Room though? It's fine. It's fine. And then finally, what do we want to slap on? Man, I think this Nova. This is a cool combo. I like this combo, and I like this combo too. I like the White Tiger Global Pull sidekicks. That's cool. Uncommon Kobold Trap getting you kobolds. That's cool too. I mean, you guys have a lot of cool stuff going on here. I'm not really following the rare Thor, the rare Hulk from the Thor set. Cold Gun, stuff like that. What do we put in the last slot? Yeah, I know. So it's gonna pull rare collectors of 5. That's true. All right, let's slap him on there. All right, so if you're taking this to a Golden Age tournament, you can win by just. I mean, you have no blanking whatsoever. You don't have really any control pieces. This is really, this is kind of a control thing, right? These two can act as a control piece if these don't get blanked. You can get to them fairly quickly too. This is a 3-drop. That's a 2-drop for a total of, no, it's a 2-drop and a 2-drop. So 2-drop, 2-drop. You can chalkboard both of them over because you brought chalkboard. You have a lot of pressure in the form of Batiri Battle Stack, and you can set up a nice little churn or ramp engine thanks to the swarm abilities on Batiri Battle Stack, and they get all swole and stuff. You've got Rare Gorilla Garrote for the fixing, and so that you can also push, damage in like the weird fringe cases. Obviously, you're getting to Spider-Man. Are you getting to Spider-Man that early though? You're rezzing turn 2, stuff into the bag so that you can draw it. Or maybe you like. No, you can't res. You don't want to res turn 1. That messes everything up. Nabi Collector. See, putting these on really just feels like it changes the team dynamic a ton. So we have to have a sidekick Spider-Man in case he roll a fist and the Danger Room, then push the other 10 on the same turn or just later. Mr. America will Boomerang, Danger Room, and Haymaker. No, you just buy another. You just buy another one. You just straight up buy another. If you miss, you just buy another Danger Room. Chalkboard, Spidey turn 2. And then turn 3, you roll them out there. You roll out the Batiri Battle Stack on turn 3 alongside Spite. No, you roll it on turn 2. No, you use it for fists on turn 2. Then you buy Spidey, then you roll Spidey out there turn 3. And then you just get some pieces around him. I mean, it's totally doable. It's totally doable. But this is an interesting method of getting to the damage. Collector, I mean, you can also Collector in like Spider-Man and do the same thing for 2. If you already had like Casey Jones and Danger Room set up on the same turn. And all this other stuff. So maybe you Collector in the Spider-Man instead if you already have the Batiri Battle Stack damage. So that's doable as well. Let's reorganize this. These are utility pieces. These are combo pieces and win condition stuff. So there's your team. I think you could work with that. I mean, you could also make changes. And like you guys said, this totally opens yourself up for a lot of really cool combos. It doesn't. It has a lot of... You're right. No, I think you're right. That being said, if you're taking this to a Golden Age tournament, I would totally double check that everyone else is running fun teams, because there's so many really scary pieces in Golden Age. Bard, am I right, guys? Bard is in Golden Age, that if you are not bringing blanking... Hello. Hey. If you're not bringing blanking, then you're asking to get just destroyed. But if everyone's just down for having a good time, then this is awesome. This is a really cool team. So that's what we've built around this Spider-Man wall crawler. We've got, let's see, Spider-Man, Batiri Battle Stack, Danger Room and Casey Jones, Nobby for the extra damage, Collector to Collector in a Nobby or Collector in Spider-Man, Chalkboard and Gorilla Grodd for the globals on both of those, and then Resurrection and Haymaker, so you can pump with fists even more. I think that's fun. That's a cool team. Maybe I will slap that together and pop that into this wonderful little dice thing and take that with me to San Antonio, because I've got a Golden Age tournament down there that I'm probably going to run some dragons for, because who doesn't love dragons? I mean, it's either that or I had like something else lined up that was just silly. This I could throw in as well, and this can be just as silly as well. So now I've got 3 teams. Thank you, everyone. If they have Bard Collector him in, well, you'll just be dead before you get to field your Collector. So I don't think that's really going to work too much. Bard. Oh, Bard. Oh, Bard. All right, so that's going to conclude this portion of the... I guess this is really the end. So that's going to conclude tonight, this stream. Before we go, let's talk about what we want to do. We've covered all of these sets. Which super rares do we want to look at next week? Actually, fun fact, next week I may be really, really tired, because I will have played Dice Masters on Saturday and Sunday, and it's going to be awesome. And my wife may want me to like not do Dice Masters stuff. And I love my wife, so I may or may not do that. But we're going to plan that we're going to have one of these streams next week. So if we do end up going through with it, Deadpool is the next one back. You guys want to do Deadpool, or do you want to skip over that one and do Civil War? Deadpool or Civil War? Those are the options. Deadpool or Civil War. We'll have to do them both eventually. So tell me, Deadpool or Civil War? I'm going to actually just make it easy and make a straw poll. See how many of us are still left hanging out in this room. We're down to 9. 9 of us just chilling. That last portion took a little while, so it is what it is. Let's just hear what you guys have to say. We don't need to straw poll it up if there's just us. The rest of the sets are underwhelming, but yeah, Deadpool. All right, let's do Deadpool then. Deadpool's easy. At least I think it's easy. Pretty straightforward super rares. I'm a fan of Lady Deadpool. It's pretty cool. Multiple man, obviously. But if I wanted to sit down and play with one of those, I would totally play with Lady Deadpool. That one's awesome. It's a cool super rare. Cool, so we'll do that. Community build. What do we want to build with? And do we want to do any other cool segments? Any other cool segments? Let's just pick another... how about I pick another Golden Age card? Something kind of interesting and out there. Rare buy. Get out. We're not doing rare Bifrost. That card is trash. No. Dirt Golem. You just throw Dirt Golem up there real quick. Where are you at? Guys, I'm going to print this card out, and we're going to pass it out as promos just for fun. I'm going to take out the part that says when fielded, he copies the targets and abilities of all active Shriek, Yonti, and Scarlet Witch. I'm going to take that out because I don't want him to become that which he is destroying. But otherwise, I'm going to keep this like this. Oh, yes. Okay, hold on. Full face. Full face. This is what we're going to do next week. We're going to do Deadpool, a community build with a Golden Age card. Someone said something in chat that I'll look at in a second. Those two things. If you have a turn 4 win condition, send it to me because I'm out of turn 4 win conditions. Some really cool submissions that you guys have given me the past few weeks. But if you've got another one, give it to me. But we are going to sit down and custom design or custom. We're going to design a custom card. We're going to say this is what I want the card to do, and we're going to say this is totally broken and it would never see print. We're going to make something that is like workable, something that you could actually play with. Like for example, Dirt Golem. Let me go back right here. Dirt Golem is really, I mean, honestly workable, right? Because when fielded, remove all these things. So he can get shut down by, you know, like Madam Mask. He can get shut down by blanking. Like all of those things are doable. And he's a fabricate, so you can get multiple of him. There's the funny little weird part of his text is that he takes off a card from your team if you don't already have him on your team. He takes a card off your team and puts himself there because he interjects himself into everything. And I love that about our good old friend Dirt Golem. But other than that, he's totally playable. So let's design our own custom card. Let's do like one a week. And I even had the idea that we could pick, if you want, we can pick a theme and then build a team pack around it, like week after week. Maybe we like construct 2 cards a week, and I don't know, like stick with 1 card, like 1 character, 1 rarity. We don't need to make 3 rarities of 1 card. Stat it out, pick a die that has the stats that we want for the character so that we can pull that die out of our collections and actually play this card. Make it as balanced as we can find, or unbroken if we want it really, really broken. But make us some cards. I think that's a cool idea. What do you guys think? Do you want to do that next week? I'm all for it. I love the idea of designing cool cards and custom cards. And it's something that I keep telling myself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Then I just don't have time because I'm doing all this other stuff. So I think we just do it together. I mean, like, let's just sit down and do it together. So tell me in the comments. Let's see. What do you guys think? I think it's an awesome idea. That's right. It is late, guys. So let's hit the hay. All right. I'm out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed community stream number 6, and next week is number 7. So have a good one, you guys, and see you later.